Aussie, Aussie, Aussie.
Oi, oi, oi.
Aussie,
Oi,
Aussie,
oi.
Aussie, Aussie, Aussie.
Oi, oi, oi.
Yeah. What's happening? I was in Philadelphia this weekend. My buddy moved down there for work, and they had two New Japan Pro Wrestling shows.
Oh, shit.
One in DC, one in Philadelphia. So we drove down to DC, and my buddy said it was like a 2-hour drive. It was. He's a lying son of a bitch.
It's a 3-4 hour drive.
Well, with traffic, it was like. It felt like 4 hours. It was like a little over 3. Like on the way back was a lot quicker from DC, which was great because I had some die lined up.
Were you able to talk to your legislators and talk to anybody in Congress, or were you just...
Yeah, it was like, hey, dude, have more toilets around the city so I could just dump whenever. But yeah, New Japan Pro Wrestling, it's the promotion that got me into wrestling, so I'll go all out. I'll see 2 shows in one weekend. And during that weekend, while I was doing the Aussie, 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 oi, oi, oi chant, the main event of both nights, a group called Aussie Open wrestled. And the first night, they won the New Japan Strong Openweight Tag Belts.
You went to a Japanese wrestling show to watch some Australians?
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
They're awesome.
Yeah.
Well, they're not the main reasons I went, but like I always kind of liked them, but didn't care. But then seeing them in person, I'm like, oh,
Different vibe.
I get why these guys are popular and why they won, like, because they're double champions, so they have 2 sets of tag belts. So like, I get why they won. Like the one they won this weekend was like a secondary title, so I get why they won the main one because like, oh, these guys are awesome.
Like they just put up a good show.
Yeah, it's a good show. It's good weekend. Everybody should go watch pro wrestling if they're moderately into it, because seeing it live is a different.
I'd be down to watch a pro wrestling thing, but
next time they're in Chicago.
Maybe, because the thing is, it's like I don't. It might just be like like the high school hipster in me, but like AEW, WWE does not. I don't know, find it interesting. See, I wasn't sure if you were a straw man or not, so.
I'm not.
No? Okay. Well, whichever.
I'm too hetero for a straw. I don't want to.
I like the straw because it just reminds me of just being dainty and well-mannered. Because whenever I have like a white mouth or whenever I just drink without it, I just feel like a huge fucking beast.
Yeah.
Plus, this thing just like captures
yeah.
Watcher, and I'm just like, like I turn 32 very soon.
It's just gonna run off.
I don't want to look like some fucking dumb child that spills his drink on his shirt, which happens quite often. But yeah, like WWE, AEW is like I don't want to say it's too mainstream for me to want to care for
It's
it.
hip now. It's the hipster thing. It was mainstream when we were growing up. Now it's more niche. Now it's the hipster thing.
Well, I also do feel like I missed out like on a lot of like the big names. Like I know Undertaker doesn't wrestle anymore.
Fuck the big names. I got put after those guys became old people. Next time they have New Japan's in town, if they do a Windy City ride again, you should come along.
Who is
It'll be a fun time.
Cool underdog with a underappreciated gimmick that should go 100% on?
Ooh. I like El Desperado.
El Desperado?
He's a cool guy. He's just a Japanese luchador.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
I'm into that. Talking about less Japanese luchador, I did a small little bit of a wormhole deep dive that I kind of want to get into.
Mm-hmm.
Do you mind if I get into it now, or do you want to get into it later? It's Cholo culture in Japan.
What?
There's a solo Cholo culture in the southern part of Japan that just loves like California Cholo, like Pachuco fashion and culture, and they have that in Japan.
I could kind of see that because it's a similar climate to like Southern California.
Mm-hmm.
That's weird, man.
Yeah.
It's not that weird to me as a wrestling fan because like the Japanese promotions and the Mexican promotions collaborate all the time, and there's a lot of
overlap,
cross-pollination.
Yeah.
But then to have it outside of wrestling is a little like, huh? Okay.
Apparently, it's just like a really weird mix of like the Japanese like 70s and like 70s 80s like car culture that they have, with like the drifting and like the look that they have, would mixed with the Yankee culture from earlier days.
Yeah.
Okay,
I dig it.
And just Mexicans, immigrants, just bringing their shit everywhere like we did. But yeah, it's really weird because like I found it on an accident. I knew about it for a while, like I knew that was a thing because like I thought it was funny, and then like it got recommended to me in I think Instagram or something, and I like looked deeper into it, and like some of these people don't even like know how to speak Spanish.
Yeah.
And they still like ride or die for it, which I appreciate. But there's also like the people that just like in love with it. They go one further step. It's no longer Pachuco. It's like straight up like the tight pants, like the plaid shirt with the cowboy hat. Yeah, and they will just be like speaking like right. They have like a Japanese accent, but they're just speaking it like I just love the culture. I love the food. I love the vibe. I visited like twice.
You gotta send me those links. Like, so specifically SoCal Mexican.
SoCal Mexican.
Okay.
Like we're talking. We're talking like we're talking like LA we're talking like LA Raiders or whatever the sport
Chargers.
is. Whichever. Whatever. But like the really thin drawn on eyebrows, and like the little bit I saw on Instagram that caught my attention was like this girl was just talking to one of them like Japanese foods over there, and she was gonna get like pincha loca tattooed here. And it's like I don't know what it means, but I know what I know it means.
Dude.
I know I like the vibe, and the place they hang out is just straight up from like it has a Hollywood like Star Walk, but it's in like Japan. Yeah.
Speaking of that, Pinche Loco.
Yeah.
That we've talked about before, but that is Desperado's finishing move.
Pinche Loco.
Pinche Loco.
It's just like, really because of fighting games and like just, like how hard they're going on the wrestling with King and Zangief. Yeah. Like I feel like I need to notice these things. Is it just like a brand new original move, or is it just a move that he just puts his name on it?
What
Pinche Loco.
Pinche Loco.
Because I found out the pedigree like was Triple H's.
Yeah.
Main thing, but it was just another wrestling move.
Yeah, so people's finisher moves are just there's like a set array of moves, and then maybe you pick one, and then maybe add your own flourish to it, and then you name it a special thing for your finisher.
Gotcha. I would like someone to come out, or in an alternate universe, I'm a wrestler, and I just my finishing move is an Irish whip. Or call it the guillotine.
Yeah, you do that, man. You do that. That's
cool.
King's Lariat, man. And,
King's Lariat?
Well, no, the Lariat King is when the costume. Yeah, Kazuchika Okada, the Rainmaker. But it's just like a short arm lariat, but he adds his little flourish to it. He does his thing, and then like it's the Rainmaker.
I'm feeling like mine, like it will end up with like me on my knee, like. That way I have the setup of like,
Yeah.
But I don't know if I could actually kill a dude that way.
You might. Well, you gotta. So supposedly an old thing with old wrestling culture is when you meet a guy for the first time, loose.
Loose?
Light as a feather. That means like, hey, I know how to work. We're gonna not hurt each other.
Okay.
Like we know how to play it safe. Just a loose hand.
You figure with like the machismo culture, like back in the day, that'd be like a red flag for somebody.
Yeah. No, I mean there is a lot of gross stuff. If you've ever seen the Vice series Dark Side of the Ring, like
fucking
rough times back in the day.
So because like my new job is mostly like data entry and stuff like that, I usually have like whenever I'm working from home, I have like a YouTube video going on. Dude, I ran into like a weird like 8 most fucked up like wrestlers of all time. There were some motherfuckers out there.
Yeah.
Like, aside from, like, the one dude that killed his whole family and tried to blame it on Satan or whatever.
No, he had seeds.
Yeah. A bunch of other issues.
Wild Pegasus, baby.
Yep.
We don't use... That's the name he used in Japan. We don't use his given name because it's a tragedy.
Yeah.
But Wild Pegasus was very good. Unfortunately.
It's always bad, like, unfortunately, this... person with so much talent doing that thing is like, I might have committed a war crime or two.
Yeah.
Or just something heinous.
Because legitimately, one of my friends, Wild Pegasus, is his favorite wrestler. It's like, yeah, but you can't say that anymore.
You can't.
Yeah. You have to preface it or like make sure you say it in a safe space where people know where you're coming from.
Mm-hmm. You can't just like bring it up.
Yeah, it's like I'm not saying you have to be an edgelord guy or like to upset people, but like legitimately,
He's
he's very good.
It's still
Unfortunately, his moveset caused a lot of brain trauma.
Shoot it.
Yeah, and Wild Pegasus' predecessor, his mentor, he's confined to a wheelchair. Yeah, so
That doesn't serve me.
yeah. The flying headbutt is a move where you're not actually headbutting anybody, but to dive off the top rope and kind of fake a headbutt and like you're not actually skull contact. You want to get as close as possible, so you normally like your
shoulder check.
Yeah, like something soft like trap. But still, like diving and then you're still getting head trauma.
Yeah, I mean
that on like a WWE schedule where you're wrestling like at least 200 times a year, it's like,
I mean, God forbid you actually headbutt and then your fucking spine goes.
Yeah.
I mean, wrestling is fucking dope. I just still have that stigma of like growing up in a like in my formative years growing up in a trailer court and just seeing the dudes just be like, yeah, dude.
It's cool now, dude.
Yeah,
it's a hip thing.
I think it's more like I want to be a wrestler than I want to watch wrestling.
Too old now. It's my back.
But that's your gimmick. You end up your flourish and you're like, I'm old.
Yeah, fun wrestling. Fun thing seeing wrestling in different cities.
Mm-hmm.
Each city has a different vibe.
You were telling me like when you did that Texas thing.
Yeah. So I've seen this guy Tomohiro Ishii like 6 times, and his thing is like he's a stone pitbull is his gimmick. So he's a little guy and he's just like, imagine a dude he's got like a ton of defense and a ton of HP, so he'll get hit and just like stand back up and he's like, ah.
I like that.
And his gimmick, they call him the Stone Pitbull. And then DC is the one time where like the audience was like barking for him, like, and we're like, oh, is this a new thing? Do people do this for him now? And then when we went to Philly the next night, no one was doing it. So I guess it was just DC's really into. And it wasn't just like one guy. It was like
multiple.
Yeah, multiple people just getting it going on. Of just like when it first starts. Normally there'll be like someone does a thing and then like other people in the crowd will get onto it. But like when he first came out, it was multiple people in different sections just like all barking. And just like, what is this?
I hope
the thing now, and then no, apparently not. Just DC.
I hope to God you were seeing the start of something.
No one did it.
You should have done it. You should have done it in Philly. You should have.
My buddy was doing it, but then no one else went with it. Cause it's weird. It's fucking weird.
So
I know his gimmick is a Stone Pitbull, but like to bark in a man, it's weird.
I'm gonna woof that. So like that's no stranger to me. Or gay man.
I was gonna assume.
Yeah, gay man. Whenever you find somebody attractive and you're like a slut, you like woof at them. Yeah, but I got woofed at work, so immediately I just like went like, what the fuck?
I'll enter you, dude.
Yeah. You come to my house, woof at me. How much is like? How long is a wrestling show usually?
3 hours. Get your money's worth, man.
I guess you are watching theater.
Yeah, it is theater, and then there are matches where you get up, take a piss, grab some concessions.
Talking about theater, I think I finally found a musical I might care about.
Dude, want to see West Side Story?
Hadestown. It is straight up the theatrical version of like the myth of Persephone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because that just hits my really weird, like geeky, like mythology, like kid inside of me.
Did you play Hades?
The game Hades?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm super hyped up for the
okay.
second one.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Have we ever talked about that? Maybe once.
We talked about it like not on video.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was excited for Hades 2. I talked about it and we mentioned it previously.
Okay.
I fucking love the shields on that game.
Good shield.
The
Great
shield, like, I think I talked about it previously. Like, I know it's like basic bitch, but like I there's something about sword and board that just like gets my brain moving, and a huge chunk of it just comes up from the chill bash. I fucking love chill bashing dudes. There's just something about it that just like makes my brain super itchy, and it just hits like a certain like thing for me, and just a dedicated shield weapon in Hades just makes me super happy.
Do you main Captain America? He's all about the shield bash.
I've tried. The thing is the resource of the shield just being the floor sometimes throws me off a little bit. But I like playing with him. Mostly it's mostly whole Juggernaut and the SNK guy.
Yeah.
It tracks, right?
That sounds right.
Yeah.
Something with Hades too. I'm a spear guy. I like the spear. Weapons or more variety. Like the main thing of Hades that I wasn't into is you pick the one weapon and that's it for the entire run.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas something like Binding of Isaac or other roguelites, your equipment can change like throughout a run multiple times, and it just keeps it more refreshing throughout rather than like you get to. Did you beat it 10 times to get the full main story?
No, I beat it like 5 times because the problem that I had with Hades was like it was like I'm gonna go to bed game. Because it was on the Switch, right? Because I got it for free on the Switch. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do one more run. I'm going to do one more run. I'm going to do one more run. It's like fucking 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I can't.
Yeah.
But like, I beat it enough times to like, okay, this is happy. And I just never had the thing on my brain to make me go like, I want more. I usually don't replay games.
Yeah.
Even though I do like how replayability plays in the story of this one.
Yeah, I do like
it's done so well.
So that's the main thing that got me going. It was just, all right, let's finish a couple more runs to get the main story done. But then the gameplay eventually got to a point of just, all right, if I'm grabbing this weapon, I'm gonna go for these boons and whatnot, and I'm just kind of doing similar stuff each run.
The thing is, it's like,
so yeah.
I don't know how much of that is on the player or the game, because like, yes, like I think one of the negatives of like Hades is like the limited weapon selection, but each one of them are like so tight, so well done.
Very good. Yeah. Very tight butthole.
But it's like, yeah, like I get where you're coming from. Like whenever I would get the spear, or like I think this is or born, whichever. Whenever we get not shield, I would be like, I would just stick around, see if I can get. And whenever I will get a shield, I will like go harder. And that's entirely on me.
The sword's probably my least favorite weapon in that game.
It's basic bitch weapon.
Yeah, because it doesn't have as interesting modifiers as the other ones.
It has also, I don't like that it has a stinger to it.
Yeah.
Like the
heavy attack.
Yeah. I feel like it should have just been done something else.
Yeah.
Whether it be like a shockwave or, because I feel like that should have just been spear stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I like it. I still think. Also, a huge chunk of it is just the voice acting, the sound design in that game is like amazing, and the character concepts are.
The characters are just fantastic.
Yeah, like I still think my favorite one, like, no complaints, right off the bag, just like amazing is I love Ares. Ares looks so fucking good on that thing. Just like the half shape head, and like the weird like war paint that's just like a line, and he like the contrast on his colors, the voice that he has. I love that Poseidon is just like that like easygoing like uncle that you got going on.
Artemis, as like somebody who loves going crit builds in games, I'm just like Artemis every time.
Artemis is so good.
Hey,
Athena is just straight up a banger of a design.
Yeah,
like,
I don't want her.
I'm indifferent about her boons.
Her boons are my least favorite.
I tend to go for Ares. I really like. Also really like Zeus boons a lot.
Ares is, I think, the overall most useful because it's just like more damage.
I like consistency.
Yeah,
quite a bit.
Also, because I played it because I'm a fan of Supergiant, so I bought it like day one, early access. Ares was a lot more powerful in early access.
I can imagine. I bought on the Switch.
Because the time delay before like the Ares damage was much shorter. So it's just
really?
like
Okay.
It's like this consistent rhythm of damage depending on the weapon.
Also really like the design for what's the poet's name? Orpheus.
Orpheus.
I love just sad boy. Just sad bitch look. He just like if Robert Smith was born in like old Greek time, that would just be that design. That would just be that look. I love it.
Dude, for me it was weird playing the final release because
you've been playing it throughout before that, right?
Not throughout. Like I played it for like a month or two and then stopped until the full release, but I was surprised when the final game came out with some of the characters. I'm like, oh, these characters have art. Because like some of them, Sisyphus had placeholder art where I'm just like, oh, he's a big guy. Yeah. All right. He was just like this kind of shrouded figure when I was playing the game.
The one that gets me every single time, it's I don't like Hades' design.
You don't like his design?
I don't like his actual design. I love Zagreus. I don't like actual Hades' design. Because he reminds me so much of a Dragon Quest like enemy.
See, I don't have that frame of reference.
Yeah. So like he just looks like a
big evil king.
Yeah, he just looks like a big evil king. Which is well, he's not evil.
He's not evil.
He's not evil. Like he's just stuck with the shitty job.
Yeah.
He just happens to be good at it.
Yeah.
But no, I'm super excited for Hades too. I can't wait to see it. I'm also a huge Supergiant fan. I still think Transistor's my favorite one.
I love Transistor, dude.
Just that, because we don't see that much Art Nouveau in video games or just in general. And I like the story. The storyline is very simple, but it's still so well.
Yeah, gameplay wise, I think Bastion's still my favorite.
Bastion's good.
I haven't played Pyre.
Yeah.
Which is the sports one, which like I get it's a fake sport and it plays more like like a party-based action RPG. But like the whole fake sports thing still, even though I fucking love Blitzball, like the fake sport thing still trips me up. I consistently hear it is their best written game with like the best characters.
I hate Blitzball. I fucking love Triple Triad.
We should play Hades. We should play a Pyre this summer. Maybe before Final Fantasy.
See, that's the bit, because like right now I'm overloaded with RPGs. I'm about to be done with Octopath, which might be like for all Final Fantasy 16 has to be so bland for it not to be Game of the Year for me. It has like it has to be like God of War levels of like bland AAA game.
Have you seen the gameplay?
I saw the gameplay and I'm so excited for it. So happy. I'm so psyched up for it.
It's way more Devil May Cry than
I was complaining about it last time. Like, I didn't know how I feel about the QTEs. The QTEs being your face change is so fucking smart, and I'm so here for it.
Which is why I love Yoshi P, just the transparency. Like, we need to load the next part of the fight, so...
So mash.
So there you go. That's this is why we're doing it. You don't like it, it's there for a technical reason.
I don't know how I feel like how grounded it is on like not fantasy creatures or fantasy races. I wish there was more of that, because that's like one of my favorite aspects of like Final Fantasy, just the internal relationship with that. I love Sid this time around. I think it might be my Sid 7 is my goat.
Yeah.
I love Sid 7.
He's probably the most Considering he's a Sid that's part of the main cast, he's the most rounded Sid for sure.
More so than 4. Even though
He's just a mechanic.
well, he's a mechanic
And
that
he's
loves
barely in your party.
he's a mechanic that loves his craft and he's fucking willing to like die on like he's like the pirate ship captain, even though he's not part of the pirate ship. He's a pirate ship captain and he will like die with his like ship because you know that's what he's supposed to do and fucking take care of you kids. Which I just right there's for. But like I just love like shitty like I hate my life, I hate my wife. And to go fishing kind of character.
Yeah.
But he just had a huge heart role. But I like to see it. I like that you can just hear that he's been smoking since he became a fucking Jinriku.
Dude, I remember when this Sid was mean to Anya Taylor-Joy in The Woods.
What?
Witch. He's the dad from Witch.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. He has such an iconic voice.
I've only seen him in the. I've only seen him in Witch.
In Witch. Me too.
Okay.
But yeah, it's the dad from Witch.
Jesus. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, this time he sounds like he's a nice dad.
Mm-hmm.
Just like trying to, you know, do right by the people, do right by the dominance of his lightning powers.
What I like a lot about this one is like Ifrit usually gets like the short end of the stick in a little like Final Fantasy because it's the first one that you get.
Did you watch the PAX presentation?
No, I'm trying to.
Okay.
I'm trying to like it's really weird because I want to see more of it because it gets me so hyped up. But that past like 20-minute trailer, like it spoils so many shit.
Yeah.
It spoils so many things.
He in the PAX presentation, he specifically talks about why they chose Ifrit because like he's your first summon, and he's the shittiest summon by the end of the game, and you never use him. So
love it.
We want to highlight Ifrit.
Love it. Also, I think I mentioned it to you. I was really scared of like the icon fights because like the only one that we've seen previously before this one was just really slow and dreary.
Yeah, the Garuda.
But
then you see him do a
fucking rules of nature, rules of nature over the plus
right.
Titan or whatever. I love how giant Titan is. Like just in scale, like hey, Ibrit is fucking huge. Titan, it's Jesus.
And he does a against in the Bahamut footage. He does what's Guile's kick?
Flash kick.
Yeah, just a flash kick.
Yeah.
Just a flaming flash kick against Bahamut.
I'm so excited. Like it has to be like the shittiest, most bland AAA game that it can be for me not to give a game of the year.
I'm spending $1,000 on this game. Jesus. I'm getting that collector's edition, and I have to buy a PS5.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll play Final Fantasy 16, Spider-Man 2, and then maybe sell the PS5.
You're not gonna get into Returnal?
It's on PC now.
Oh, is it?
And it's like solid port also. So.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, unlike The Last of Us Part 1, it's a solid port. Oh, dude, yesterday.
I do wish that you're able to like turn off all the bonuses that you get in accessibilities for Final Fantasy 16.
Yeah, they're just accessories. You don't equip them.
No. You know how whenever you do like an attack, like every single time that
the damage numbers?
Yeah, it will give you like plus 20 damage burst, plus 20 chain link, plus 20. Yeah. I want to turn all that stuff off. Unless it's not giving me like data for like the game I have to be playing, I want to turn that off.
Hopefully we can.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's like, again, Final Fantasy 14 team, they give you a lot of ways to customize your UI, so hopefully I can... Because I plan on turning off the damage numbers and all the names off, because I just want to see flippy, floppy stuff.
I don't know how I feel about the damage numbers, because that's kind of how I felt when Monster Hunter World first came in.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, no, turn that shit off. I've been playing these games for, like, without numbers, I don't need them. And then it's like, it just helped me realize, it's like, oh, the numbers are teaching me where the weak points are, what kind of damage I need to be using. So it might be useful. Plus, fucking the Ifrit using a PAL driver off of the Titan's tentacle into itself and just busting out 21,000 look really cool to me.
Yeah, I mean, that is a nice moment.
Yeah. But, like, yeah, like, I think the only reason why I mentioned Final Fantasy 16 is because, like, the one that sneak up on me to be like, holy shit, I love this game is Octopath Traveler 2. I'm so fucking in love with that game. There's so much shit to do, and they knocked it out of the park. it just completely like negates the reason to buy Octopath 1. Because it has nothing on it. Aside of maybe like the characters' individual kits.
Yeah.
That's better on 1 than it is 2. Like I'm so in love with 2. I finished all the main stories and now I have to do like the guided stories together because the nice thing about the part 2 is like every single one's like bad guy or end goal of the game, they're actually interconnected by like a bigger story bit.
Okay.
And the nice thing about it's it does have the game really trying to tell you, hey, the warrior character, he should be the main character of the whole story, because his main thing is that he is a bastard, but he's still like in line for the throne to be the emperor of like fantasy Japan. Your older brother is bloodthirsty, kills your father, that way he becomes the emperor, and you're trying to take back the country to make it peaceful.
Yeah.
So your main thing is to like look for warriors and stuff like that. But he straight up has this Hatsune no Hado that he struggles throughout his whole like genre thing. And that actually like it's important for like a lot of the other people's like storyline with like, hey, this is evil. So like there's some like certain level of evil, like it's inside of some everybody, or it gets spread around because of something. Like except for like 2 people, they don't have that going around with them, and those are the ones that have like the less serious storylines, which I actually has gimmicks to the boss fights, which I like a lot. But no, I love it. I think that's easily number 3, maybe number 2, depending on how Breath of the Wild does. No, not Breath of the Wild. The
Tears of the Kingdom.
Tears of the Kingdom.
See, I have no interest in Tears of the Kingdom because Breath of the Wild got me. It's the first Zelda I've ever beaten, and like it was interesting. But just I don't give a shit about crafting, man. They're going all in. They're going like 10,000% in on the crafting with the fuse mechanic, which seems to be like the main mechanic of the game, just slapping shit together.
The nuts and bolts of that game has makes me like really looks interest on it. But I really like the story beats that they've shown so far.
Yeah, it was a great trailer when they showed the story trailer.
Plus, Ganondorf is hot again.
Again, with the story, like, when was it Ganon's whole thing of he went all in on his power to become Ganon, and then he's just like, oh, he's back now.
Yeah, well, the thing is, it's also like they kind of like show in the back of like, oh, the warrior that actually made the calamity go away, had darker skin and red hair. So a lot of people think maybe Ganondorf took in the calamity into himself, and that's why he was like that. I don't know. I think like weird theories I've seen, and just like whatever. It's probably gonna be the weird blue here. Is probably gonna be Link in a weird specific armor, and the red hair is just gonna be something cool that he gets, because he always has to be Link. But yeah, Ganondorf is hot again. I don't like him in 64. I think the 64 Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time Ganon looks terrible. I think it looks bad. Every other time that they make Ganondorf look like a Delph, I'm super into it.
Is Wind Waker Ganondorf a Delph?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I love his design. I love that. It's like, what? Like, I'm a sage. I'm like, I fuck with that. Twilight Princess, just him being like straight up the king.
Yeah.
Looks fucking cool.
And this one, he looks like a grappler.
He has a huge samurai sword, right? He's like showing nipple.
Yeah.
And
that pose is just like
exactly. It's just giving Nagoriyuki vibes, which I really like. And he also looks amazing in fucking Haru Warriors. Like he looks great on that in that game too. I wish we'd have gotten that design in Smash Bros. But we didn't. Oh well.
Yeah. Monetize your games more, Nintendo.
Yeah.
Have those skins available for purchase.
It will be really cool. Or just do the thing that you did with the other characters and just give them the skin.
There's no games I'm gaga about this year that I've played so far. Because I haven't played a lot, but Midnight Suns, that didn't come out this year, so, I'm enjoying that. I'm on the last mission, I'm just waiting for the final DLC to come out so I can finish that, and then do the last mission, and I can uninstall and never think about the game ever again, but I am enjoying it. But it didn't come out this year. Resident Evil 4 remake, excellent game. I mean, I like it more than the original.
I was gonna ask you, does the remake make the original like not even worse?
No, it has its own charm and has like other expanded parts to it, whereas the remake truncates a lot of stuff from the original but expands on other parts. But the gameplay is just so much better in remake with the resource management of the knife durability and parrying and knife attacks, because you could just like in the original game you saw your brother play it.
Yeah.
Shoot a guy in the leg, knock him down, and just knife him.
And that's it, yeah.
But then, like, your durability is going to go down, so you want to save your knife for, like, defense. And, it feels good, man.
One thing that...
But, like, I'm not gaga over it, because it's something I've played before, even though it's improved on the thing I liked. It's just, like... Because I started second playthrough trying to get like speed through the next hardest difficulty to get like a S+ rating to unlock a thing, but then I got to the lake fight and I was just like, I'm just gonna stop this right now and do stuff. So I don't think other than the usual suspect of like Warzone 2, I don't think I've played a game. Like I've dipped into Cyberpunk maybe since then, but.
I've had Octopath to keep me occupied. Before that, I had Fire Emblem, which I fucking loved, and then I don't know what it was, but like Code Brain kind of like entered my brain somehow, and I remember it's like, oh wait, I
got that right there.
I was like, wait, I have that on my Xbox, and I was playing it, and it's like, is this just as bad as I remember? And hitbox wise, it is. It's fucking bad.
Yeah.
But last year I got through Lords of the Fallen, Strangers of Paradise, and Neo 2. And one of my main complaints in Code Vein was like how linear those games were. Just really turned me off of the whole formula. And after playing those games, being in love with them, I'm appreciating Code Vein a little more. Plus, I made a hot waifu.
Yeah,
you gotta. I also found out you can. I also like looked up a couple of videos how to make a couple of my other waifus. So I'm gonna make those too, because you can switch around and do your stuff. But like, I'm enjoying it a little more. That being said, like the game is overcomplicated for no reason.
Yeah.
Like,
this is a weeb game. We need to have systems in it.
And the systems like took me a while to understand what they were, and I did some research before I decided to play it on the Xbox. And then when I was playing it, I was like, "Oh, this is fun." I don't like the Xbox controller. Luckily, that fucking is $4. It's like $10 right now on PlayStation, so I just bought it.
Nice.
Why? One of the things I feel like Code Vein does, and I feel like other like Souls-like or action RPGs did. It's like you can just switch your class whenever. The way that it works is like you have I hate the names though. You have your main class that you pick up, and each class have like different like stat caps, and they have like different stat caps and stat minimums to every single one of them. So you have your one that's good for hybrid, you one good for strength weapons, one for rogues and whatever, and then you have your veils, which the veils kind of like dictate a little bit of what your resistance is, and also your magic. And then you have your weapons, and those weapons play depending on the different scalings that you have. So for your character to actually be doing your like damage, you have to have your class, your weapon, and your veil aligned with each other. Otherwise, you have a really weird fucking character that doesn't do damage, and everything's like...
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, weird.
Because having that system seems like, oh, you have a lot of improvisation, we could do a lot of build crafting, but it's like, no, you have to have them line up in order to be...
The build crafting comes in, your job... what I really do like about it, your jobs have abilities locked into them, but if you master them, you can pass them around to the other jobs, and then you can have your main job with the weapon that you like to play. And the next thing is like the weapons. there will be a sword, but the sword there's like swords that are good for like spells. There's good swords that are good for like strength and dexterity. So you can like mess around it. There's like variety that you can go around that. But like yeah, usually you want to have your veil and your main class like align with each other. But the variety of the different veils is there enough that way you can mix around and stuff. Like I'm fucking around with Spellblade and I'm liking it a lot.
See, I always appreciate that about other Souls games because From Software, like there's no build crafting. It's like you pick the stat you want to max out and then hit the soft cap and then start leveling up other stuff if you need to, and then that's it. Which is it's fine. It's fun. You can, but then like all your builds are just like this is my build with this stat maxed out. This is my build. That's it. Whereas something like Neo, it's like this armor set gives me this bonuses. Let's see if I can get a weapon that complements that, and then like awesome. I'm gonna make a dope ass fire spear build.
That's what got me playing to Strangers of Paradise so much, and now that all the DLCs are out, I want to jump back in, but like
get that season pass, baby.
I already have it. I have it like they had just like I already had like Strangers of Paradise and was going through it, and when I was in the middle of it, they released the Bahamut trial, so it's like I gotta pick it up, and I picked it up because it was on sale, and I loved it. But then I remember, oh wait, this is a Team Ninja RPG action RPG. It does the thing where like every single new DLC comes with a new difficulty, and like that's the one that you have to play in order to get the goods of it. So the game gets progressively harder as it goes along.
Yeah. And
the first two DLCs are like not story focused at all. They're a little bit on the first one. Because you have to fight the Warrior of Light and you fucking kick his ass.
Yeah.
So it's like I gotta get like that Warrior of Light really like I gotta make sure he's trained up and he's good to go. So you reach out to Bahamut and Bahamut like goes to the Warrior of Light to like make him better, whatever. But basically all the story beats that you get are you beat the different missions and the new difficulty. And then once you beat enough of them, Bahamut has something new to say. And then you do that until you unlock a fight. And it's like 3 different like fights. Gilgamesh, which is the second one.
Yeah, it's always fun.
I'm so excited to play that. It is straight up a dungeon crawler. And the deeper the floor you go, the harder the enemies get, and with like different like things that you have to worry about. And there's different bosses attached to it, which makes me really excited. And then at the end you fight Gilgamesh. I know you fight him twice, but I don't know what the breaks are.
Yeah, you gotta fight him basic form and then multi-arm form. And then there's the Final Fantasy II DLC, which that intrigues me with like, the bad guy from Final Fantasy 1 fighting the bad guy from Final Fantasy 2.
I got spoiled on it because it's like it's a fucking Ninja Gaiden game. Like there's no spoilers to this shit. No, it is a Final Fantasy game too, so like there's actually a couple spoilers there. Yeah. It's really fucking dope, like how they do it and like why they did it, because it actually does round up to you being either the Garland that's in Final Fantasy 1 that waits for the Warriors of Light to get his ass kicked at the very beginning, or you end up being the Garland that goes into the city and becomes chaos.
Dude, that's stupid but dope.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So like whenever if Final Fantasy 16 is not replayable, I'll probably like dig into Strangers of Paradise. Yeah. Because that's the big thing, like if Final Fantasy 16 is not replayable, then that's gonna
I might just finish the story and then not touch it, and then if they add DLC and whatnot to it, I'll just pick that up on the PC version, because I do plan on doing it.
I do want to. I'm curious to see how they're gonna do the super bosses, for that kind of thing, because they have marks.
Yeah, the hunt board.
Yeah, which they straight up just steal from Bayonetta.
Yeah.
Like, hey, here's the Iron Man. It just needs to have like a subtitle for the Iron Man. I'm curious to see. They're just gonna be marks more than likely, but I would like to see how they do the quest, because really light on the RPG. I don't see I love RPG, and to be honest, I don't feel like it needs to be RPG.
No, I mean, there's everything I've seen is just like augments your defensive stat or your attack stat.
I mean, Final Fantasy, like, to me at this point, and I think it started with 12. It is a game compilation. It's not really a yeah. It is a fantasy game compilation. It's not like a thing that they gotta follow every single time because they've been steering away more and more from turn based.
Yeah.
Every single entry. But the main thing that still persists and still like solid every single time is the story moments and the character beats that they have every single time.
Well, 13. That was like a not.
The story was. I love the story. I love the story. The characters were a little boring. Like the most interesting character there are Vanille and Fang, and they barely get any one line. Well, I love that story. I love the world building. I thought it's great. It's just unfortunately hidden in the fucking menu.
Yeah, you have to read. They do. That is a game where it's all tell, don't show.
Yep.
Like, if you want to know anything about the fiction, the worlds, like, yeah, we're not going to do this naturally with character interactions or world interactions. Like, you got to read about it on your own. And then...
Yeah, I do...
You're in for the ride.
I do fucking love the battle theme for that game, though.
Oh, it's up there.
It's
arguably one of the best.
Yeah. So I play sometimes at work and just like, yeah.
Dude, favorite battle theme of all time for me is a game I will never play. Torna. You know,
it's so fucking good.
Yeah.
That battle theme is so fucking good. I wish I gave a shit about Xenoblade.
I know, right?
I fucking wish. Because Xenoblade...
Torna standalone, though, so I might check that out.
Because Xenoblade 2 has mechanics like I'm super interested on. That look really cool. Unfortunately, builds up of 1 and 2.
Yeah.
So bad. I don't want to check him out, but I can't.
If I ever jump into a Xenoblade, I'm just going to jump into 3, because with 2, I've heard people talking about how they legitimately had to watch 2-hour-long tutorial videos to understand the combat in it. Whereas this, with 3, you only have to watch like a 45-minute tutorial to understand the combat.
Plus 2...
You don't need all those systems, man. You don't need all those systems.
No. Just because Vagrant Story did it doesn't mean you have to.
Even then, Vagrant Story's not that complicated compared to, like... They're putting a hat on top of a hat on top of a hat on top of a hat. Where it's just like, no, a hat on top of a hat is fine.
And to anybody, to like the 2 people that watch, if any of you played Xenoblade Chronicles, is there one in the Wii U like pertaining to the story? Because I don't want to check that one out at all.
Probably a little. There's probably a reference or 2. I mean, we all saw Grown Up Rex and Grown Up.
The other one.
Let's see.
Shulk.
I was gonna say Yono, but that's not. That's new. Yeah. But like, so that intrigues me. Of like, oh, because I know they take place gulfs of time apart from each other, but then to see the 3 protagonists of the game, like, oh shit, this is a big deal.
That's always a cool like a cool story thing that I wish it was done more. Like the echoes of like what the hero did previously are like not necessarily super good or happening. Like that's why I like Korra so much. Because of like that storytelling. But yeah, like I wish, especially because Xenoblade 2 has this really weird like horny cringe when they comes to the character designs, which I hate.
Yeah, I love it.
Except for the Dragoon robot lady.
Dragoon robot lady.
It's a girl there's just girl in a battle outfit that happens to be a mech that's a dragon. Yes. I'll see if I can find her name, pull up a picture, and show it to you.
Yeah, we'll hit up Creative Uncut later.
Yeah. And Well, I don't even think it's uncommon. And also, I like the idea like the weapon is a person.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. I like that as a concept. That's always like one of my favorite concepts.
Why aren't you playing Near Reincarnation on your phone right now? Logging in every day.
I'm waiting for Monster Hunter now. Be my phone game.
Monster Hunter then.
That
Dude,
game's gonna sell so much in Japan.
one of my mobile games I play that I had to uninstall for storage reasons, Final Fantasy Brave Exvius War of the Visions.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to have to reinstall that because they just announced a Final Fantasy V collaboration.
Jesus.
That game gets zero love.
No, at all.
It's like one of the least popular Final Fantasies, even though in terms of numbered Final Fantasies, it's one of the best in terms of party building and combat.
Like mechanically,
yeah. But it's just like, yeah, it has the weakest story. Who gives a shit? The job system's fucking awesome.
Listen, I want to play with a guy named Butts.
It's Batsu? It's Batsu. Gatsu. But yeah, so...
Exted is so fucking cool, though.
He's a tree.
Yeah.
He's a tree where they poured all their sins into it and then it became an evil wizard.
Yeah, I
That's
like
awesome.
that.
Gilgamesh, Battle on the Big Bridge.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they released like a 50-second teaser trailer on Square Enix's Japanese website, which I'm subscribed to, so I'm more in the know than you Americans. But the music they have is Battle on the Big Bridge.
Oh, hell yeah.
And the characters that are coming are Bartz, Lena, and Ferris. Who I fucking love Ferris. That sexy, handsome pirate captain.
My only...
And there's gonna be a Gilgamesh fight, so yeah. Yeah, I'm reinstalling for that.
Talking about Gilgamesh and games that don't get a lot of limelight. I think one of my top two favorite Gilgamesh designs is Final Fantasy 12 because I love how flamboyant and like how theatric he looks.
Mm-hmm.
And 13-2.
I haven't seen the 13th.
He has guns. He's from the future. He has guns.
Of course, he has guns.
Yeah.
13 series.
Yeah, and it looks so fucking cool because he knows the shit. Stranger for Paradise.
I think
Gilgamesh. It looks like point for point Gilgamesh, but he's done so fucking well.
He's done the same way in 14, where it's
just a matter. It's just a matter of
canonically. Canonically. It's Final Fantasy V Gilgamesh just jumping around dimensions in Stranger of Paradise in 14.
Oh, it's in 12.
In 12?
Yeah.
Same guy? Yeah, he looks different though. I buy it more with the other ones because it is that classic Amano art.
From my understanding, in 12, it is a wandering man that they kind of like a 18th century. He's a looter coming from like a really far away land that he doesn't really know about. And my favorite beat about 12 because it's the 12th number in the series, so he has like so much shit that I can go back to.
Yeah.
He has fake main character weapons.
Yeah,
I love that so much. And also Sunset too. Sunset.
Tetsuken?
Tetsuken, thank you. Tetsuken. I think they're going elemental with Final Fantasy 16.
What? Elemental?
Yeah, because Bahamut straight up just gives me like light.
Oh yeah.
Motifs.
He is known as the Warden of Light.
Yeah.
And Odin is the Warden of Darkness.
Exactly. So I'm just like, I'm assuming that with Typhoon guy, it's gonna be the water one.
Typhon?
Yeah, Typhoon. Because one is Garuda, and we haven't seen anything about Leviathan.
I don't think Typhon. I think Typhon's its own thing because I was watching.
Well, it's an icon fight.
Yes. I think it might be different because it's not a guy. It's this. I was watching the 15-minute trailer or 50-second trailer on the Japanese website where it has the theme song by Kenshi Yonezu, the guy from the Chainsaw Man opening. That's the trailer I like the most because it shows like the weirder stuff like you expect from a Japanese trailer.
Yeah.
But in one of it shows like Clive approaching like a Typhon who's sealed, and it looks like there's. I have to do like a side by side comparison, but it looks like he's been sealed and like stabbed through with what looks like Rama's staff.
Okay.
So like, yeah, and it looks like you're in a weird alternate dimension or like some plane where Typhon was maybe sealed.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think Typhon's a dominant.
You think it might be like an anime situation?
Maybe.
Okay.
He is definitely an icon just based off of what icons are, just being these powerful beings, but I don't think he's tied to a human dominant. But we'll see how the story plays out. That's the mystery of like...
Mm-hmm. I dig it.
We think we've shown a lot, but I trust Yoshi P when he says he's not... They're also not showing a lot. And also seeing just Typhon out of context, like... We understand that the other icons are dominants, but like we have no context for what the Typhon is or why he's being fought. So, I'm so excited.
Would Typhon being the mother of monsters, I'd be okay with like that being like a facet of a final boss, or like the weird like I'm gonna use this thing to destroy the world thing. I'm nothing more excited. This is just gonna be the Final Fantasy podcast, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it should be.
How was the Mario? Talking about Final Fantasy, how was the Mario movie?
It's fun.
It's fun.
It's super fun, dude.
I saw them do a rider kick at the end.
Yeah.
Which I like.
For me, it's an Inazuma kick.
I mean, it's a rider. Talking about Inazuma.
Well, it is in Diebuster they do call it a rider kick.
Yeah.
It's an Inazuma kick to me since I watched Gunbuster and Diebuster first.
I did too, and then I went back to where the reference was, and then literally every single one of like those shows has a rider kick. Yeah. So it's like, okay, it's the rider kick.
Which it's fun. It's kind of, I don't know. It's a kids movie, so it's kind of like insubstantial. But you sometimes remember like, oh yeah, kids movies are just fun.
Yeah.
Like I saw Sing 2 just because. Yeah. Like. I'm like, I have time to kill to see a movie before going to this thing. Like, I've already seen Spider-Man twice. What's in the... let's see Sing 2. Let's see what's in it. I'm like, oh shit, this is fun.
Yeah.
This is fun. This is just a fun movie.
It's fun. It's done well.
Yeah.
It's great. I like it a lot.
Like, I trust Illumination. Now. After seeing 2 of their movies, I'm just like, let's just go see it. Let's see what happens. I'm like, oh, these guys are consistently fun. They're batting 1,000 for me. I'm like, yeah.
How much of does Chris just does his voice?
Yeah, it's just that.
It's just that.
But it's kind of fun how they acknowledge it, because it's an isekai.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole thing of just, hey, yeah, we're Italian plumbers. They're doing that, but then it's for their TV commercial for the plumbing business, and then they have a discussion immediately after, like, was that a bit much?
Yeah.
The accent's a bit much. We're like, yeah, no, it's good. It's fun. Chuckling and smiling throughout.
How much? Because the bit that like it might just be a me thing. It's how much is they purposely hire big name actors to do the voices.
Yeah.
How much do they actually talk to where they actually get their money for? Because I'm assuming Donkey Kong is in the movie a lot more than I think he should be.
Yeah, he's in there a good amount.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, because it's a kids movie, it felt like it moved at a brisk pace, but it moved at it was a reasonable pace. Because I think the last movie I saw in there was John Wick 4, which is over 2.5 hours. Dude, it's so good.
Okay.
John Wick 4 is... It's
like when we watched Dragon.
It's like up there with Mad Max Fury Road.
When we were watching Dungeons and Dragons movie, like I still think it's a bad movie, but I had so much fun.
It's fun, yeah.
I had so much fun with it, but I was just like, oh shit, this movie's long.
Not everything has to be August Osage County, man. Just like or Moonlight. We need to be sad and show people being sad. It's like, hey,
I'm okay with like fun. I'm okay with like a fun movie actually like being serious and just being like done well. I'm
Yeah.
okay with that, and particularly those are the ones I end up enjoying a lot more because like because you just feel like the love and like the passion being poured like on the film being poured and the camera being poured by the actors.
Yeah.
Like that's what I really like. That's what I really like watching movies for.
Which is like with
I for some reason I do like a mindless dumb movie and I guess Dungeons and Dragons. I know when I first came out of it I was like really sarcastic, but when I sat down it's like I had a lot of fun watching the movie.
The directors and writers when they were talking about making it, like, yeah, what's fun? Let's just like the best moments of a D&D campaign are just when it gets weird and silly and fun.
Yeah.
Just like let's just try to capture that feeling in a movie, and I think they did it.
Yeah. They did like pretty decent like chunk of it because like when I'm talking about it because like I was just thinking like oh that's really dumb like doesn't happen and then I'm playing with my friends every week doing D&D and I'm like I literally did like my character literally just did like a action sequence where we're gonna blow up a house. I was still inside of the house, but I had a body on my hand and I had to like bring over a mimic that we kind of took as a pet. And I did the thing where I jump over the window, explosion happened, the animal was next to me. It's like, okay, that does happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like,
yeah. And then you have like the guy at the table who's a little too serious about it, and that's the paladin character in the movie.
Unfortunately, so yeah.
Yeah, and then it's just like, well, see ya. We're gonna have our fun little adventure, and you do your own thing.
The bit that got me, and it fits to me, and I think about it, and I chuckle to myself whenever I think about it. It's the bit where he's just walking too straight, and he walks over the rock.
Yeah.
And
then like they check in 30 seconds later, he's still just walking straight on the beach.
For some reason, like that got me, and that it's a fun movie. Sometimes I feel like I need to take myself less seriously, and I think that's the movie helps.
Dude, John Wick 4 has like the funniest comedy sequence I've seen in theaters in a very long time.
To me, it's still like the funniest bit I've seen in a movie theater in a long time has been the dog fight in Everything Everywhere All the Time. When Jenny Slate come over and uses her dog as a mace, that's still to me like the funniest thing I've seen. So I need to check out John Wick.
Yeah. Do you care about spoilers for this?
It's John Wick.
Yeah, okay. So the final action sequence is him fighting his way up the stairs, and then he just gets at the top. He just gets kicked down and just.
I love that.
Rolls down, and then when he finally gets back up and on his feet, like halfway down the stairs, the guy who kicked him down caught up with him and kicks him all the way back down to the bottom.
I love that.
And then like he's been fighting in the storyline. He's been fighting like all night, and he has to make it up to the top of the hill before sunrise, and then just like. He's just exhausted, wiped out. It's like, I gotta find my way back up the stairs again. It was the whole audience was just howling, laughing. It was so good.
John Wick.
Like you don't see him do it a lot, but you remember like, oh yeah, like Keanu had some comedic chops.
John Wick just kind of looks and sounds to me like the movie version of No More Heroes.
Yeah.
And
you've seen none of them, right?
I've seen none of them.
Okay.
I think I need to sit down and watch them.
Yeah.
It might be on my... Because that's the thing, like, I love shitty horror movies. Like, if I look at a horror movie, like, in any streaming service, and I look at the runs, at the score of it being, like, 16 below, I'm like, I'm so excited to watch it. I need to start doing that with other type of movies.
Dude, yeah, I mean, the John Wick's... There's only 4 of them. It's going to be a fun weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Because the first one is just like a cool action movie, like a revenge movie. Like, oh, you fucking killed my dog, I'm gonna kill you.
I mean, I get that. If somebody kills my dog, I
it's
get
like it's just a really cool action movie. It was just like refreshing to just have like. You had that whole decade where like the Bourne movies kind of set the tone for action movies with kind of gritty and realistic. And then this one balances, like, you have those over-the-top 80s action movies, and then you have that era of gritty ones, and that, like, John Wick is, like, nailed the current trend of, like, balancing the two. Of, like, let's be weird, but also gritty at the same time. And then 2's the worst movie. But 2 is where they dip their toe into like, what if we have this weird world of assassins? So it's like the weakest, but they're kind of nervous about it, making it weirder. And then 3, they go all in on it, just being like, we got these wacky assassin characters, and then going all out. And then 4 is just like, all right, let's add a bunch of cherries on top of that.
So I knew that John Wick 1 was about the dog dying.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was a whole like assassin organization.
Oh yeah, it's a whole.
It is just No More Heroes.
This whole escalation of like fighting your way through tougher assassins. That's the John Wick series.
Okay. John Wick being the worst, is it like just a bad movie, or is it like the worst movie of a bunch of good movies?
Here's the worst movie of a bunch of good.
Okay.
It's still a cool action movie.
Okay.
It's just like,
they're finding their footing into like how they want to do.
yeah, it doesn't have the novelty of the first John Wick, and they haven't gotten to the point where like, how do we tweak it so we could escalate things?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just kind of like, yeah, it's fine, but like it lacks the novelty. But then 3 has this major escalation for the franchise, and then 4 just like
Culminates.
yeah, like I mentioned last time we talked about it, nano laminate armor, which is an element from Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans, where it's this it's like a magical whatever technology thing where your laser weapons don't work on it, and then if you're using ranged weapons, it's not effective. So it forces like that universe to use close range weapons and to fight each other super close. So John Wick 2, he's getting his access to his old assassin gear, so he has like a bulletproof suit, and so it kind of escalates the action that way. And then in 2, and then 3, like at the end of the movie, it introduces enemies. It escalates things by introducing a squad of enemies with the same bulletproof armor that John Wick has. So they have to like get creative with the kills of just getting into someone's face or shooting like in between the neck. And then 4 escalates it by like they introduce those armored enemies at the start of the movie.
Oh shit.
And then it's just like you're using guns, but it's the same way Iron-Blooded Orphans uses guns, where
it's like in your face, or
just to soften it up to close the distance, and then I'm gonna stab you in the neck over and over, or try to break your neck.
Yeah.
It's just I love it, dude.
Talking about Gundam, I like that. Which for Mercury is doing the opposite, and like it's literally just guns and nothing else.
Yeah.
And I'm so in love with it. It's getting darker.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
really bad.
hey, sometimes you gotta have your silly where
Yeah.
your Gundams are riding horses and doing kung fu,
Mhm.
and sometimes maybe there's a dead child's consciousness inside a machine. Maybe. You can have your cake and eat it too.
I think we were talking about it because I remember talking about it last year, thinking of like, oh, you know that episode of Eva when Shinji turns into the Unit 1 and he's part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's just what happened. And the fucking
You're just the goop inside the Ava.
I
You
didn't
reform.
I didn't expect Nika to get caught that fast. I was expecting we're gonna be seeing her like maybe like do some other bad shit in the
Yeah.
back for a couple other episodes.
Well, the intrigue is, was she able to call it in before
Uh-huh.
Zanelli's goon caught her? And them coming in to arrest Earth House, is that part of Zanelli's plan, or did Nika pull off the call?
Mhm.
Because
There's that intrigue on
that
there.
intrigue of just Zanelli being like, oh,
Shadik just playing.
yeah.
Just Shadik
It's like, oh,
pretending to be playing along, and then like, no,
Yeah.
I actually have a master plan.
yeah, it's like, oh no, is he the main bad guy? Like it, and it's turning out he is.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like he's a pawn with his own ambition, and then you find out some of the other players are like also working under him. It's just like, oh, him? Oh shit.
This might be the first Gundam where they pull the double char. Man, fucking the mom is the scariest character in that show. I think
Yeah, she might be the most evil evil Gundam character in a while.
yeah.
Of just you you had bad guys in
Mhm.
Iron-Blooded Orphans,
Like they're
But-
old people, but like
but like they at least were naive or idiots, and they thought they were doing
they were
a
evil.
good thing.
They were evil enough to like where it got a little too cartoony.
Yeah.
Uh,
Like one of the mob boss.
Yeah.
That one mob boss specifically, but it's still kind of.
they still believe like they were doing good.
Yeah.
They still believe
Like, yeah, this is.
this is what it is. Like I'm still like these are my morals. These
Yeah.
are like
It's not like, hey, I'm going to potentially fuck up my own child in order to reach my own ends.
Mhm.
It's like, yeah, I'm just gonna kill these strangers that you, the audience, like.
yeah.
But then it's like, no, this is supposed to be.
I want my child back. That's
Yeah.
why I don't care about this one because
Yeah.
it's not my child.
I like it's. I'm going to pretend to be a mother.
Mm.
And manipulate this person who looks up to me. It's like it's grooming, man.
Yeah.
It's like grossest Gundam villain in a while. How
When-
long?
Like I think I've said this before when we like we're talking about like which from Mercury, but like who knew in order to make Char scary you have to make him a mother. Dude, I'm so excited. I'm also
You have that dynamic of that two-faced manipulator, but then making that apparent
yeah.
because like
But
yeah.
she's also playing Mjolnir now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But like Yorine knows she's being played and she doesn't know how to like, okay, can I outplay this person?
Yeah.
Because all my options right now are to go along with it.
Mm-hmm.
Also, just after reading Jeanette McCurdy's book, I'm just like the manipulative mother.
Mhm.
I'm really invested in this storyline of just manipulative mothers.
I like how I saw it coming like because one of my favorite side characters in the show so far is Choo Choo.
Yeah.
I love that she has like 7 dads. I love that she hates patients.
I loved her quick little arc of
Yeah.
this because in Gundam they have the PTSD arc for a character that and then sometimes it just
It falls flat all over the
yeah.
time.
Whereas this one it's because she has been training to be a pilot and to potentially like fight and kill people.
Mm.
During the big battle, she does have that moment of just like, oh, I'm in real combat, I'm gonna get shaky.
Yeah.
And then after like people actually get killed, then like she's able to check herself and then like tap into that rage of like, oh, you're fucking killing people.
Yeah.
I know. I'm going to fucking murder you.
One thing that I also really like about like the like whole fight is like it was like nonstop.
Yeah.
There was always something happening little by little. I like how generic the Gundams were.
Yeah, dude. Remember, dude.
Mm.
I think it was either you or my buddy Cameron I was talking about. Just like, okay, you're making funnels
Mm-hmm.
this powerful at the start of like from the jump of the series. The only way to escalate that is to have full-on mobile suits be funnels, and then like, here we go, remote-controlled mobile suits.
But guess what? It just kind of kills the pilot.
Yeah.
There's just something about a death, like somebody dying, whatever. Somebody died in a spacesuit. Okay, that kind of sucks. Somebody died in a spacesuit and there's like barf on the
And
visor
blood.
or blood. That gets me like that's fucked up.
Yeah. Just like somebody died because their brains melting.
It's just like having to die in your own, and I'm having to die being stuck in your own filth just gets me to no end. And like, her sister just be like, "Don't worry, she died before you got to kill her."
And Sophie knowing she's dying,
Yeah.
but still like,
Going for it.
I'm gonna go.
Like I have literally nothing else to do.
And then Sophie's realization, and with the audience's realization of like,
That's gonna be too late.
it's like, it like confirming to us what like we've like what proper. It's good theory crafting because the show properly set up the reveal of like, if you're paying any amount of attention, you'll be able to figure it out, especially if you saw the prologue.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, oh yeah, the thing you thought was the thing because it's the most logical thing is the thing, and it is just impactful.
Mm-hmm.
Because like, oh, it's just a child. It's
Yeah.
just a child, a naive child who's a murderer.
The bit that got me at the very end of the episodes when like Suleta's like, no, yeah, mommy, like just like
Yeah.
how you told me, like just how mom said, go forward twice.
Because
Yeah.
Suleta doubts her mother's teachings of just like, yeah, killing's okay if as
Mhm.
long as you're killing the right people. But then, like, no, Gundams are still good
Yeah.
because I'm killing for the right reasons.
Mm-hmm.
I think, again, theory crafting, I think Suleta might have to fight Ariel.
I think Suleta. I think it's gonna be Suleta Miorni fighting.
Ariel. Yeah. Whereas, I imagine a Pacific Rim thing where they're both sharing the neural load so they can actually compete with Ares.
I think that's gonna
Ares'
happen.
visual body.
I'm also okay with the idea of
And
Suleta having to fight Ariel, whether it be inside of Ariel or with their own like mix, and Mjolnir having to have a normal like either like an actual like fight with the mother, or a political fight with the mother.
yeah. I do like how you have like this school bully crowd with the dueling committee,
Mhm.
and you think like, oh, they're because we like that white haired girl
Yeah.
who's with it, but then you realize like the degrees of dickishness in this series are fantastic. Of just like, oh, I'm a school bully, but I'm still like a student council member. I'm gonna do everything I can to save my classmates' lives. And Shadiq's just sitting in the shadows, just like, let's orchestrate these people's deaths.
Let's do a terrorism.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm still waiting for my boy Ghoul.
Yeah.
Just to see what
Punish
happens.
Ghoul.
Yeah, Punish Ghoul.
Dude,
His brother has a very interesting arc.
Yeah.
Because he been stuck with the whole thing because his father died, and resenting Ghoul and resenting everybody else for it.
Yeah.
But still having to do school and having to do the whole thing, and then being saved by an Earthian.
Yeah.
That's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
I'm assuming we're gonna be seeing. I hate when I have to reference other media to make my point, but I think we're gonna be seeing a very similar arc to like what Griffith had before he turned to Femto, for the brother,
Yeah.
where he's just gonna hate it, and like feel like less than like he is. Because at one point, Ghoul is gonna come back, save the day, do something, and he's still gonna feel inferior, and he's like, "No, I'm the good brother. I'm the good one,"
Yeah.
and then fucking team up with Monchar.
Yeah. Because like, yeah, I'm the one who turned this company around after you just left and did your own thing, you selfish guy.
Yeah.
But
And it's always about the dad because he started it. Well, yeah, like I have a feeling he's gonna be beaten down so hard that somebody's gonna take advantage of that.
because like initially, that is a good turn because at the start of the series he was supportive of his brother, just like, yeah, man, you do your dueling thing and I'm proud of you. But, like, I like the business aspect of it, but then I see him getting embroiled in the business a lot and getting played by Shadiq of just I can't wait for Ghoul to eventually join Earth House. It's gonna be fun.
That's definitely gonna be what the. I'm sure you've seen the prototypes of the white version of this guy with a huge sword.
Ooh, I don't think I have.
I'll pull one out later.
I think he's gonna probably the Gundam, dude.
Really? He's gonna get the bits and everything?
Like, I'm thinking Asura's Wrath, where he's got a bunch of arms flying around him.
Full kitty?
Yeah, but like, he does more with them than just holding 4 rifles. That is untapped potential for the 4-armed Gundam. I'm a little disappointed in IBO about that.
Mm-hmm. Well, not only that, it's also like other series. I think like UC has a ground suit that has like 4 legs, and I thought that was the coolest thing ever. And it's barely underutilized.
That crew and Ellen is very curious to see where his character goes because he's obviously part of Pale House, but he is also at least aware, if not partially in league with Shadiq's plans.
I'm curious to see, because the next episode has to be like a slow episode where you gotta pick up the pieces and set up
because this
whatever
episode
we're gonna be
was
doing.
very fast paced.
I'm curious to see like what's gonna be slow, like what's gonna be slow for the series.
Yeah.
Because even the slow episodes in the other ones, like had an impact. Like I think the the slowest episode in the series we've seen so far is when they have fun and they do like their own little commercial.
Yeah. That's the lightest episode.
That's the lightest episode. That's the slowest one. But it leads to so many fucking things that.
And even then, it has like Shadiq doing
his Shadiq thing.
Like, yeah.
Like I knew Shadiq was gonna be pretty boy evil. I didn't know it was gonna be like this bad though.
Maybe. I'm guessing he's from Earth because like he's an orphan, and he's got his own.
I'm like like how like people like adopt somebody from like another country that way they feel good about themselves because they did a good. I'm assuming he's like that.
His arc is very similar to what am I blanking on his name for Iron-Blooded Orphans?
No, Orca.
No. McGillis. Fareed McGillis, where he's like an adopted scion. But then they also imply with House Nelly, or whatever that company is, that it's multiple like adopted children vying for control of the company to be the next predecessor or next successor. And this one was just, he kidnaps the president, so
he wins by default.
He wins by default. He wins by default.
Talking about slow episodes, and I consider a slow episode the Happy Birthday episode. That's a slow episode.
That's a strong episode.
But so fucking strong. Yeah. And the fact that he said, I forget his name. Do you remember his name?
Ellen Karras.
Ellen Karras.
Yeah.
The fact that he drops the line like I've changed my face, like I can do whatever. It just makes me like curious to like what the fuck is deal with this dude.
Yeah. Because
is he the original? Is he just another copy?
Yeah, because they imply there's been several copies of him. Whereas this one seems higher rank. If he is a copy, he seems higher ranking than the previous one because he has like a little more autonomy. So I think this one might be the original. But they mentioned the connection between Noria and Ellen. They obviously know each other, but I'm thinking because he specifically brings up the previous Ellen in their mock combat because they're faking it because Ellen's in on it. I think the previous Ellen might be the sibling of Noria because they mentioned like eye color and Ellen and this one have very similar eye colors to each other. And also, if they're biologically similar, it makes sense why they can be Gundam pilots.
What I'm assuming is that Noria's brother died a long time ago, and he was the original.
Oh, okay. The original duplicate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then every other kid has been like a duplicate of him, and they've just been long withstanding, like with age and stuff like that.
Dude, I love how.
Because then it
plays with sci-fi.
Because if that's the case, then it's a nice little like parallel of like Monchar and her. Because like one of them got their goal, but like turned out this way. The other one is a fucking robot.
Yeah. Unless this Ellen is maybe the actual brother, but. Yeah, even though this episode was very fast paced, they did a lot to set up for the future of the series. Like, okay, Noria and Ellen are gonna come into a conflict with each other. Ellen and Shadiq, because he's starting to realize Shadiq has bigger schemes than what Ellen originally thought. Shadiq kidnapping his father for a power play, and then Noria confronting Miorine and also the engineer confronting Soletta's mom, and then Sophie just dying 4 episodes after they introduce her.
Mm-hmm. This is the...
Oh, that guy. Yeah, I've seen that guy. Oh, I just noticed it's the Delanza horn.
Exactly.
And it's got the man... Dude, that's ghouls. That's
that
ghouls.
has to be
that
ghouls.
has to be ghouls.
That has to either be... I think Ghoul still said, but like that has to be like his main thing. I would love for Choo Choo to just have the ground suit and nothing else. Yeah.
That would be cool, because it makes sense for her, because the Ferrex is a sniper, so it makes sense for her to also upgrade, but I like her having like a modified grunt suit and just being badass because she's a good pilot.
It might be I might be getting the names mixed up. Is the green one, right? Of the Fritz?
I get mixed up too.
Okay. The green one's minigun just going from a small spread to a giant spread and just ramping up to it. Like that's it looks cool. Like I want to like go more in depth like why like it hits. But like that it's just a really fucking cool image of like whenever they're ramping up to do the attack.
Yeah.
It's nuts. Like I'm really excited. And fucking Chainsaw Man and JoJo too. JoJo dropped today as well as Chainsaw Man, so I was like very happy. And this
new chapter?
Yeah, new chapter.
Oh, okay.
For both of them. The new Chainsaw Man is great. Like I like how it ended. And I like where it's going.
Sex. I want to have sex. Ew.
Asa being a femcel, like I already knew she was, so like just solidifying it with sex repulsion too makes me love it.
And then also having
just
having the character growth of part 1 playing into like him, like I've been through this.
Yeah,
it gets better.
I will like because
like he's an idiot at communicating it, but like his message is right.
Because I like that Fujimoto likes to call back his work in previous like chapters and stuff like that, because it happens a lot in the first Chainsaw Man as well. I'm expecting because right now Denji is doing the saving by preventing that Asa falls up.
Mm-hmm.
I would like for Asa to pull Denji up off of something. But like actually make the connection, like pull it up, because I've seen it on Twitter and other social media. That scene of like Denji making sure Asa doesn't fall up or anything like that, is very reminiscent to Aki and Angel. Like when so I would like to see like something that pull back.
Or poor Aki. But I do love it because. I love how the mental attack does work on Denji.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, because he still feels bad that his friends are dead.
Yeah.
But like, well, you're using a mental attack, so I'm just gonna cause brain damage to myself, so I can't think and just interrupt your attack. It's that he's that dumb smart guy, but like he's dumber than the typical dumb smart guy shonen protagonist. I'm just like, I'm gonna double down on being dumb.
Like when his solution to kill the Infinity Demon is like, I'm just gonna kill you more times until you get tired.
I'm gonna make an infinite machine where I keep drinking your blood, and I can keep going forever, and then you're gonna keep getting chopped up forever.
One of the things I also really like about Chainsaw Man is like part 1 has like, it follows the Naruto thing where it's like you have your teacher, you have like 3 characters and your teacher character, and and the 3 characters are like 2 of them are dumb, 1 of them is like smart.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that they made the dumb one a girl in the first Chainsaw with power, I feel like it's amazing. And what I really like about 2 is the
cowardly too.
What I like about 2 a lot is like, what if the girl sucked? And not in a way of like she just sucks because she has lower power because she gets rescued altogether.
Or she's just like annoying.
No, it's like what if she just sucked as a person?
Yeah, just
antisocial. She thinks she has it harder than everybody else. Like she is right every single time. She doesn't want to deal with this, but she has to. What if she just sucked as a person? Mm-hmm. And she was like the main character for like I will hope it's a quarter of the run so far.
But she's struggling to get through it, and she's not doing a good job.
Yeah.
But she's still charming, and you're rooting for her.
Yeah. No, I really, I'm digging all this, and I know you read JoJo, but I kind of want to talk about JoJo.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Talk about
so JoJo Part 5, sorry, so JoJo Part 9, it's an echo of Part 5 because it's kind of what's been following through. But they do this thing where, like, I've talked about briefly, they bring over the main plot so far, the main thing,
Yeah.
they're stealing a diamond off of a Japanese tourist that's
Is it
in a
unbreakable?
villa. It is Rohan. In part 2, in the chapter 2, they show up that the Japanese tourist is Rohan, the manga artist from part 4.
Oh, okay, yeah, Rohan Kashiba.
Yeah, and the thing that's really weird about it is that, and someone even mentioned it that was really weird. And in chapter 1, they tell you what stands are, and they go an explanation. It's like some manga artist says stands are like this, and everyone thought it was kind of weird. And then they show in chapter 2, Rohan from part 4 comes back,
Okay.
but this is an alternate universe.
Yeah,
right?
so it doesn't. Because that universe doesn't exist anymore.
Now, my big brain theory is that chapter like part 1 through 6 was a manga that Rohan wrote,
Oh, that's a lame twist.
and part 7 and 9 are like what's actually happened in the real world, and Rohan wrote part 1 and 6, and he just put a self-insert of himself in there because he's actually able to see things.
Okay.
It's like, I think I'm the only one that can see these things. I'm gonna
Okay.
write a whole story about stance.
Yeah, I like
this
that.
whole
Okay.
thing-
Where
this
he
whole
thinks
thing.
he's crazy, but the stands are real. the whole time.
Exactly, because in chapter 3, when they're breaking into the house, they show up. First of all, Araki has such a big dick by advertising his other manga inside of his manga, because he has a one shot series of mangas of Rohan called Dust Spoke Rohan Kishibe.
Yeah, I watched that animated series.
So you seen the one with the dog?
Think so?
His dog has a bunch of like little adventures that he goes on himself whenever he does his weird things. They mentioned that in the chapter, because Jodio is like looking through his things and he's like, "Oh yeah, this manga artist has a dog. I wonder what kind of adventures get into." As a callback to the spoke Rohan Kishibe to be like, "Hey, you should read the other stuff that I write." But anyways, part 5 has a stand named Beach Boy. Well, Beach Boys, whatever, which is a fishing rod that's able to go through mass and capture things and pull them out. Like that's his power, and it's fucking scary when it gets used correctly. Part 9 shows a stand, which I think is a cat. It's a kind of a weird looking cat that just walks around and trails around.
Mm-hmm.
And then it captures your enemy in a fishing line that closes as tight as it can. And I'm trying to think like what the fuck that stand is gonna be, because the way that it pans out is like they're breaking in, trying to steal the diamond, and they're trying to make sure they're able to find the safe, and there's a cat that shows up and just walks around like the whole villa in front of the people, and they don't think anything about it. And then one of the characters, Paco, his name is Paco. Paco's foot gets caught with something, with like a string that wraps around his foot and like tight so much that it starts bleeding. And then the other characters start getting that in separate parts of their body. And everybody looks at the cat, it's like, yo, shit, the cat might be part of something going on. And then when that happens, Rohan hears something. He tries to go into the villa. I don't know if I mentioned it, Jodio's November rain, his powers rain, but in a designated area that's on top of the actual stand. He makes it rain in the one specific spot because the iPad is there. So, of course, Rohan is going to go to his iPad and he starts figuring out, wait, it's only condensed to the spot. This kind of rain is different than most usual. What's going on? And then Jodio gets the flash of like, oh wait, can Rohan see stands? And then the chapter ends. So like, I don't know what's gonna happen next one. Like with how excited I am with like I know there's gonna be a slow episode with Witch. I know there's gonna be like a big like turnaround triumphant thing for the Falling Devil in Chainsaw Man.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck is gonna happen in the new JoJo chapter. I don't know if that cat is part of a stand. I don't know if the cat is just a cat and it was used to be for the fishing line.
Is the cat stand user or the stand?
That has happened. That has happened. There's a rat named Rat with 2 teeth.
Yeah, of course.
That's a sniper. That's his name. There's a cat that died and he got buried, and he turned to a plant, and the plant had stand powers, and the stand's name is called Stray Cat. And then you have Iggy, which has fucking sand powers, and you have Pet Shop, who has ice powers.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you also have fucking Fortune. No, not Fortune. This power that stands. The stand's name is Strength, which is a boat, and the boat has complete power of do whatever it wants to do. Like anything a boat can do, the stand can do, but it's complete control of it. So the nuts and bolts and the pipes and everything inside of the stand can be used as a weapon, but you're enclosed in the stand of Strength, which is power. I think that stand's user's name is Wonderful, and it's a gorilla that happens to be a pervert. Well, yeah, like animals having stands is the only thing, so I'm curious to see what happens.
Dude, Boruto, a series I don't like, but I still check in every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
This might be like this is a good father moment with Sasuke. He's like a deadbeat dad.
Well, I've heard also Naruto's not a great dad either.
Yeah, well, he's busy. He's got a lot of stuff to do. But so, okay. There's this stupid. I hate Boruto.
Yeah.
Because the whole thing of just like with Naruto ending with like, oh, we're fighting this god,
Mm-hmm.
and then they beat the god. But then Boruto's whole thing is like, it's like a whole bunch of people from a different dimension. There's a bunch of them, and it's like, oh, that's stupid. You're taking away the specialness of the enemy, and then like one of them is possessing Boruto, and it's like a Kurama situation where they're sharing the same body. It's kind of shitty.
Mm.
But then there's this person. This powerful person who was able to rewrite reality, or at least rewrite people's memories. So there's like,
do the memories make them real, or is just memories?
I think it's just memories.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's just memories. So Boruto, his Sasuke is a guy named Kawaki.
Okay.
So,
is that the guy with the black mohawk?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Kawaki got taken in, and he sees like Naruto as like a father figure.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, the alien guy, Momoshiki, who's possessing Boruto, like, is trying to take control of Boruto's body, and then it's kind of foreseen that Momoshiki's gonna kill Naruto, and Kawaki's like, I will kill my best friend in order to protect Naruto.
Jesus.
So, like, he seals away Naruto in another dimension or some sort of jutsu shit, so he's, like, not on this plane of existence right now. And then he's chasing down Boruto to kill him. But then, like, some magical bitch uses her power, and she's, like, infused with the bullshit alien powers that just over... So she rewrites everyone's memories, where everyone thinks Kawaki is Naruto's son, and Boruto killed Naruto. So all of the Hidden Leaf, except for, like, 2 people, are hunting Boruto to kill him.
That's actually kind of a cool twist.
Yeah, it's a cool twist. And also, like, this chapter, like, supposedly they're going on hiatus and the time skip is coming after this chapter. And, like, in the previous chapter, like, Kawaki fucking cut out Boruto's eye.
Jesus. So that's why he has a weird fucking eye?
Yeah, which is why he has the weird eye. And, like, when they in the first chapter of Boruto, they show, like, how teen Boruto looks, and he's, like, got that scar and, like, a weird eye. That's because it's Momoshiki's eye, and it's fucking his face got cut by Kawaki.
That's actually kind of cool.
Yeah. So all this lead up to the father moment, like only Sarada, Uchiha, and like their friend were able to perceive and resist like their memories being rewritten. So like even Sasuke he's got like the power of God in one eye.
Yeah.
Is like hunting Boruto to kill him, but then Sarada was like, hey man,
Don't.
like don't, something's not right, and then like because all this fucked up shit happened, Sarada unlocked her Mangekyo Sharingan,
Oh hell yeah.
and then like Sasuke's like, okay, my daughter's becoming this thing. My daughter just unlocked her Mangekyo, which means some shit is going down.
Mm-hmm.
And then he finds Boruto, and then he's like, he has my headband, so okay, I don't know what's happening, but I'm gonna protect him. And then I'm excited for this time skip to happen, man. Like I never care. Boruto, I read it every week.
Because Michael
whenever
cares,
it comes
right?
out, but
Michael cares, right?
No,
Okay.
like no, my Boruto sucks.
Yeah.
But it's like no, this is a cool idea, and alright, I'll see it through. I'll see it through.
That's how I felt.
See it through.
That's how I felt with my first run of Naruto.
And also, like, it only took 80 chapters to get to like the time skip, so I'm like, all right, this is going by at a quicker pace.
Yeah, because I don't know if I spoke about it before. Like, I was diehard Naruto old, like, hands on. Like, I thought it was the coolest fucking thing ever. I thought it was like flipping shonen on his head because he had a caring like main character.
I still think Naruto is the best shonen.
It's up there. It's up there for me, like definitely. But like my bit that like made it fall off for me and made me stop reading altogether was when you're completely caught up with Naruto, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course.
When the invasion in Konohana happens, and then Pain goes and fucking kills everybody, kills like a decent chunk of people and do their thing, and then fucking Naruto does the Steven Universe thing. It's like, you're not that bad. Life can be good. And then Nagato is like, you know what, you're right. I'm gonna revive everybody and then do everything that I just did. Except for Jiraiya, he stays dead.
Yeah.
Like, that made me not want to read it anymore. And I stopped reading altogether. It wasn't until it ended and I became friends with somebody that's super diehard to Naruto, and we were talking about it. And then I read a fanfic that spoiled something for me that made me want to be like, oh. That made me want to go back and reread it and reread it. I was like, this is really fucking solid. Yeah. Really dumbass twist at the end, but really fucking solid.
Which one? With the alien? Which twist? The Madara stuff? Or?
The alien stuff I can buy just mostly because like it does go back to like weird like Japanese myths and stuff like that.
It works when it seems like, oh, this is a god in the origin of all chakra. But then when it's like, oh, she's just like an interdimensional being, and there's
that's what like, Naruto, which is what Boruto does, right? Yeah.
It's shit on the cool final boss and just like. But how do you escalate it? Because he has Karaba's power and
you escalate it by doing your own thing.
Yeah.
By not being by not putting yourself in the same scale.
Exactly. It's just,
anyways, my main. Yeah, like that made me want to stop reading it. And the only reason why the fanfic spoiled something for me is because in the fanfic, it's called Made with Benefits if you ever want to read it. Or anybody wants to read it. It's really solid. Anyways. Really like turn on. It is a girl that doesn't make enough money and she hates where she works, and then she sees an ad on the newspaper about like being a maid for other people, but explicitly says like, yeah, you're never taking care of like other things, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It turns out it's the Akatsuki. So this girl just gets fucked by all the Akatsuki, and she gets in relationship with them, and you just read this girl getting railed by the Akatsuki. It's actually really done really well. The thing that spoiled me is that Kisame turns into his half shark, half human thing, and he has two dongs, so he did piece the girl by himself. Because sharks have two penises. I didn't know he could do that. I didn't know Kisame could turn into a shark.
Oh yeah, that's...
Like, I didn't know he had, like, that going on. So that got spoiled, and that made me... The fact that he could DP a girl by himself made me want to go back and finish Naruto. And I did it. It's really solid. I liked it a lot.
Glad you.
Yeah.
I'm glad you did it.
Yeah, but the thing that I hate about the ending is the fact that Naruto and Sasuke were fated to be friends and do everything together because they have the souls of their brothers.
Oh yeah, that one. That's kind of
because
takes away some of their agency.
Not only that, it also makes Neji right. Neji was right all along.
Neji's a good guy.
Yeah, Neji was good. Did he ever like got anybody pregnant? Because I know Boruto is about like offsprings. Okay. We're just stuck with the Naruto kid. Does Asuma's kid does anything cool?
Yeah, she's the main character of a side story.
Oh hell yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Because Asuma was my favorite one.
Yeah. It's yeah, check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
definitely
will.
read it.
But yeah, I'll wiki it.
Okay. It starts off with she's assigned to escort Guy and Kakashi on like a diplomatic journey.
Mm-hmm.
But the whole thing is that they're just going on a sightseeing tour because he wants to visit where they filmed the adaptation to his like his
Manga, yeah.
And then she's disappointed, but then
Some
intrigue
shit
happens. Yes. Intrigue.
I love it when shit happens.
She has to fight somebody
I know it's
who was either the apprentice or from the same village of the person who killed her dad, and they use the same techniques.
hell yeah.
Yeah.
So she just has to redo her dad's arc.
Yeah.
Well, here's to this fight.
Kinda.
But does she do it like any genjutsu? Because she's fucking the one girl's mom.
Yeah.
Okay.
She specializes in genjutsu. But at the start of that arc, Shikamaru gives her her dad's blades. So
Fuck yeah. I love those blades, man.
Yeah, man.
Those are coolest blades.
I love when Shikamaru uses it. Like, because the whole specialty of blades is you can imbue it with chakra.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, he's able to imbue it with, like, the shadow stitch technique and just, like, pin somebody down with it.
So
I think he's, like, a top 3 husbando for me, Shikamaru.
he's good. He's a lot of people's husband.
Yeah, because he's the bizarre Naruto of just, like, Naruto's gung-ho and ready to throw down, but he's dumb as shit. And Shikamaru's like, I'm smart as hell.
I'm smart as hell, that's why I'm not gonna go.
Yeah, just like, I don't want to... I'll concede you win this tournament fight. Like, what do I get for winning this? Like, I get beat up? Fucking.
So everybody everybody in Naruto has their own gimmick to it, and I'm assuming a lot of like Boruto's is just the same gimmick but rehash.
Yeah.
Because I know I forgot the Choji's. I know Choji's kids. Dora does the same thing with expansion.
Yeah.
Plus a little bit of like lightning because her mom is from the lightning village.
Yeah, the battles haven't been interesting.
Oh, I was gonna ask
they've been done before most.
I was gonna say like what's Boruto's like thing because I know for his Sharingan, his
Rasengan.
Yeah, I
can
know.
Throw it and it like
a baseball, right?
Yeah.
He has like a baseball thing going on.
Yeah.
Okay, that's dope.
But it's like a stealth Rasengan because it like fades, turns invisible, and I don't know, man. There's some like since both Kawaki and Boruto have like the alien powers, they could absorb chakra and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So
they're just blue mages.
Yeah, it's not interesting.
What's with Orochimaru's kid?
He has snake sage powers.
Okay.
So he could kind of do like the Naruto sage stuff, but like snakes instead of
So he's just Orochimaru.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's nice. He's a cool guy.
I heard he's like super nice. I was like, oh, like fucking Orochimaru.
He's possibly in love with Boruto.
Go him.
But this whole thing of just like the memory swap, he's like the most gung ho about killing Boruto now. It's there's a lot of I think the reasoning is dumb. The how they got to it is dumb. But like they set up some very emotional stuff to happen in the time skip.
I will wiki it because now we're gonna be hitting the time skip, so I kind of want to get caught up and find out what happened. But I'm not gonna read it.
There's not a lot. They just beat these alien guys.
I'd rather wait for my monthly mangas to update than read that.
There's the whole Sasuke Gaiden where he fights dinosaurs.
What?
Yeah, it's as dumb as it sounds.
Okay.
Are
they like spatial dinosaurs or just dinosaurs?
Well, they're dragons. Okay. So they're trying to find like some special medicine for Naruto because he got sick with a thing that apparently the original sage had, and like he has to travel to a different country to get it. But then it's like, oh, they built this prison around this thing, so Sasuke has to sneak into the prison and they're doing experiments, and there's a guy who has like the revival jutsu, and he uses it on a bunch of dragons and they're dinosaurs, and Sasuke has to fight dragons. Or dinosaurs. It's punching dinosaurs.
It's Jurassic Park but with ninjas.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not very interesting.
It doesn't sound interesting.
And then for some reason, as backup, they have Sakura infiltrate, and she's like the prison doctor. But like
that doesn't sound fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's okay. You get that you get the character interactions of Sakura and Sasuke. But otherwise, I don't care about dinosaurs. Like, I get people of our age thinking, like, Sasuke's fighting dinosaurs, yeah! But, like, that's not for me. That's not for me, man.
That's not for me either.
You hungry? We calling it quits?
I'm getting hungry. I was just gonna make the mention of, I was gonna ask you, is there, like, a set samurai character? Because they had samurais.
Samurai in the village. Yeah. No.
Okay.
Not that I recall. Like, again,
because
I'm saying I'm caught up on Boruto, but I'm reading like every other or every 3 chapters.
Because I know the guy's previous manga that failed was samurai based.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah, I mean Sasuke has a sword, but that's it.
I hear always had the sword. Yeah, I'm getting hungry. Are you getting hungry?
Yeah. Well, there was some catering at work, so like
Gotcha.
But I could eat. I'll eat. Of
Okay.
course, I'll eat. I mean, look at this. I'll eat.
When in Rome, you eat.
Pudge.
I love you, Sheriff Truman.
I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you.